Hey everybody, it's Steve Lennon and from Microsites.pro, and today I'm going to talk about another digital business card theme. And I'm a website developer. I've been doing it for about 10, 12, 15 years, sometime on my own, and then been doing it for others for many, many years. I actually build WordPress websites as well as e-commerce, things like that. But what I've done is I've migrated over to digital business cards because I did see the power of what they can do for you as a tradesperson or a business professional. And I started thinking to myself, hey, I can adapt these, I can adjust them to whatever the needs are. I can add all kinds of features and functions into them, including video and live stream video and uh, digital products. It just goes on and on and on. I'll kind of go over that a little bit later on. Today, I'm going to actually go over a theme that I really like. It's got a nice look and feel. It can be adapted to both professionals and all tradespeople, and it's just a very nice, clean looking theme. It has black and yellow and white in color, and I'm going to bring it in a minute here, and you'll be able to see it, and then we're going to go ahead and preview it. So let's go ahead and do that real quick here. I'm just kind of opening up something real quick here. There we go. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and bring it in, and you'll be able to see what it looks like. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to show you the actual theme. So there it is right there. I'm going to bring it in where I'm smaller and it is larger. So there you go. All right, so there it is right there. And I'm actually going to bring it in so that, yeah, I think it's, if I bring it in this big, I think that's fine. I can always go larger as well. Let's see how that goes. All right, so it's going to bring in the actual theme. I'll just step out for a second and let's talk about this particular theme. It's called Gabriela Diaz, and it's a like I said, it's an incredibly clean looking theme. You can see how it's got the black and white focus to it, which is really nice. It's got the person's face on there, and as we move through it, this is for financial advisors and controller services. That's the theme that when they built it, what it looked like. But yeah, let me go ahead and do this real quick here. Let me bring me in on the bottom there. Oh, there we go. So I'm in. All right, so I'm in, and there's the actual theme. And yeah, give me a second, okay? I'm gonna put you on hold. All right, let's hide that. All right, I'm back. So stepped out for a second. Now I'm back in. So, all right. So let's put me on the corner down here. And today I want to talk to you about this particular theme. It's called the Diaz, Gabriel Diaz theme. And I just happened to think it was a really nice looking theme. So I wanted to bring it to you, have you take a look at it, see what it can do for you, all that fine stuff. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to step out of my face over here, and I'm going to just bring in the actual theme solo. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Say hi. So let me do this. Let me bring one in, and it's one. I'm going to pick one here. Give me a second, please. All right, let me go find one that works really cool. I'm just going to show you one that's live. Okay, this one here, I'm going to bring in real quick, and we're going to put it in a white space and then just bring it up. Okay, so let me go back to this one, and I think I'm going to try this here. Okay, so there we are. There I am at the bottom. There it is right here. So this one here was built. This one actually used by a really, really good roadside service person. He's an independent company. And you can see what I did here on this one. I put 5 stars, 5-star reviews, roadside service in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. And then I have his picture silhouetted over someone needing help, right? And then right here, you can see how it looks really, really nice. Now this one happens to be red and black and yellow. Here's his primary services, rapid response, call me, text me, that kind of thing. And then down here, look at, he's got a questionnaire this way. And then what happens is he can be out in the field, a call can come in, he can input this information real quick, hit send, and it goes back to the dispatch. And then they can look up the information, or he can look up the information and find out exactly where their location is, and get to them through GPS, things like that. But he has this information in here, and what he's doing is he's setting up a marketing approach where when he's done, when he's working with a client, fixing their repairs or whatever, he'll go ahead and put their information, and then he'll have a sequence that will go out to remind them, because the location that he works, people come into that location for tourism all the time. So if they get stuck out in the desert or something like that, and he has had this in here, he can keep them in front of him, right, to let them remind him of his services, and then they can come back anytime they need them. Now, the nice part about that is right down here, he's got his information. He can send this actual digital web page over to them as well through the email, or just tap what's called NFC. They can tap it to his phone while he's there, or just push it over to his phone, right, or send it as a link. All different types of ways. Here's his 5-star reviews, all right, Yelp, Google, Facebook. And then down here, download his contact information. When you hit the contact information download, it actually downloads his contact information to their phone. So he can send this over to their phone, have them click on it, and save his contact information to their phone. And then you see here, then also he has a QR code. And the QR code allows for him, and you can click on this right now if you want to test it out. Just scan that QR code, and you'll see how it goes to your phone. And then what happens there is when it goes to your phone, you now have access to that, and you can fill out the information, that kind of thing. You can get information from him, save the contact information, and it's a great way for you to keep and market yourself. Now, down at the very, very, very bottom, it has post a GMV review. People can post a Google My Business review, and or what they can do is he can lock that down, and when he needs to go into it to post a review or a reply, he'll just or post a review, he'll go in there and send that link to those people, or just tell them to go back to this location and do a review. So it's got a lot of great uses for it, and you can see how nice and clean. And this is just one case of what I can do for digital business cards. These are not just your typical custom business cards. These are really maximized digital business cards that can be done, that can be utilized by many, many ways. Okay, and based on your scenario, we can figure it out and go from there. So I wanted to show you just an example of that. Now let's go ahead and get out of this, and let's move over to where you can access the Gabriela Diaz web what do you call it, digital business card theme. This is it right here. Now what I do is I take this theme and I adjust it to your needs, whatever they are, whether you're a professional or a tradesperson or an entrepreneur, whatever your use case is. And I come in and I basically can mold this and adjust it to your needs. This one has 2 pages, actually 3 pages. It's got a primary page, it's got a thank you page, and then it has a privacy policy or terms and conditions page. So if you're out using this to do marketing in Facebook or social media or other places, they require a privacy policy or terms of service page to be integrated within that ad set that you're doing to advertise out to the public. So you may want to advertise your services and put your value proposition in this particular theme, and I can accommodate that as well. You may want to make it as a form to be able to create a submission, to be able to do a survey, a lead funnel, however you want to do it. We can set up in many different ways. So, all right, so there's add-ons. Now, for $495, that's truly a value to have a custom theme. Now, if you were to build this thing on WordPress, things like that, you could be in $2,500, $3,500, $5,000, up to $10,000, depending on what your needs are. Now, with this, I can move much quicker. I know it inside out. I know how to use what's called the BERT algorithm, which is a technology that's offered by Google. And what that allows for me to do is to define what the keyword phrases are that people are using to search for what your product or service, whatever you're trying to offer, and also find out what your competitors are doing based on what you're doing, and determine how to, I call it, beat them in the competition of ranking within the internet. Now, majority of websites today that are being seen or used by the internet are mobile. It's about 78% from what I saw last not too long ago. In doing so, now that doesn't make it irrelevant the regular websites. There's another use case for that. But if you want to advertise, market to people, and you want an incredibly fast site, then this is the way to go for you. Now, let me do something real quick here. Okay. Okay, I'm going to bring you back in here, and I want to show you something. Now, if you look right here, I have all these different samples in here, right? So I'm just going to click on one that I want to show you real quick here. I just built this one last night or last couple of days. Look how fast that loaded. Did you catch that? Really, really fast. Now watch this. I built this one the other day, and I'm going to go ahead and click on see monthly schedule. If you click on that, watch how fast it loads. Now, was that fast or what? Incredibly fast, right? Isn't that nice looking? This guy had about 30 to 50 people yesterday and sign up and utilize this particular offer here. And he was doing a presentation at a fair somewhere back in Chicago. So I built this for him. You can see how I can do all kinds of different things for people. This one actually has a drop down. See? So it has 3 different offers. And there's a QR code, there's a contact information, and then there's the home page. We'll go back to the home page. So you can see how that works. Now, if you go down here, there's also this area right here. And I have it redirected over to his YouTube video. I have it set up to his Facebook groups. And I have it set up to a virtual meeting, which I'm actually making some adjustments to that because I'm adding a calendar in there with a scheduling in there. And we're using some more advanced new technology for that we're changing out. So also the 30-day plant-based transformation. Let me show you that. Watch it now. Watch real quick. Watch how fast that loads. Isn't that amazing? So you can see how nice and clean that looks. Schedule a virtual meeting, download a PDF of this particular offer here. He does a 30-day transformation. So if you have maybe some challenges or you have some weight condition issues or whatever case may be, you just don't feel good, he has this course it's a holistic, I call it, approach, just organic foods, raw foods, to get you over the hump within 30 days to making you feel better, or causing you to feel better, should I say. Probably lose a bunch of weight because of what you're eating, and just fantastic results that he has produced. And he's a raw food coach. So I just want to show you this and kind of give you an idea of how fast it is. So let's go back to the home page. I'm going to go down here, hit the home page, watch what happens. See how fast that was. Now, can you imagine having this on your social media, having it on your Google My Business? Now, by the way, because I built this under this format and I use Google to do different things, Google loves it. They praise it in their algorithms, and then they actually will help push it to the top of search engine. So that's another plus within using a digital business card. So let's talk about how you get started. Let's go ahead and bring you back in real quick here, and I'll conclude this particular preview of this Diaz. Gabriela Diaz theme. So we'll go back up to here. There's Gabriela again, nice and clean looking, right? So you can do add-ons on here. So $495 for the base website, okay, to build it out. Now, I'm not just building and making it your own. I'm actually doing a bunch of stuff on the back end to make it so it's congruent to what I talked about just a few minutes ago, okay? So, and there's a lot to do with it. Recaptcha, just a whole bunch of different things. So, all right, so let's go into the next thing. So you can add on, let's say the instant email sequences, 3 of those. You can instant booking feature. So I can set up Calendly, or I can set up some other email scheduling software. Now that scheduling software, depending on which one you want, can allow for you to do all kinds of things. So you can charge people, a fee and get paid instantly, things like that. Schedule a virtual meeting, schedule a brick and mortar meeting, things like that. So, okay, so let's go down here. QR code. You can add a QR code into this. You can go ahead and add a digital. Let's say you want to offer 2 digital business offers. Just like what he did over here. And I'll just show you real quick. So if you look at what happens here, he actually has a digital product. It's a hybrid, but we're going to go ahead and call it that, okay? So you click on this one here, right? This is actually he has a digital offer in this, but he also offers with that a live session where he actually counsels with you, I'll call it, coaches with you, and he does it for 30 days. So he offers a whole thing, and he speaks with you on a virtual call. He has a group virtual call as well and answers questions, things like that. So he truly offers value for what he's doing, and but he also has the downloads of what the actual course is and what to do and what to gather and how to make it. So he actually goes through the whole process of making the food, how to eat it, all the different things that one would want to be able to know to become professional at wanting to lose weight and get back to where you want to get when you're previous to the condition you're in now. So, right. So that's how that works. So we can do the same sort of thing by having a digital product offer and embed that with virtual also, so have a virtual meeting, things like that. Now, so what's the next step? So let's go down to here and see what the price of that is. So for $755, I can build this out, add all kinds of features that you just saw here. Now, if you were to buy the same thing with a typical business, not business card, a brick and mortar type, like WordPress website, something like that, you could be up into 1,500 to 2,500, depending on the complexity of what you're trying to do. Setting up a server, doing all kinds of stuff. So that part's taken care of, and I'm going to explain that in a minute. And you're not having to see stuff go down all the time. You're not having challenges because the infrastructure for this platform is incredibly strong. It's very robust, and it's timely, meaning that it's here now. It's always here now for the newest technology to be able to give you the best bang for your buck as far as search and all the things that you need once set up properly, right? So the way you actually get, so what you do is you purchase this with me, and then you come in, and what I do is I'll have included in this is a consultation. We'll probably spend a half an hour, depending on what your long-term, short-term goals are. Now, if you're in a situation where you just want to start out with this, you can do that as well, and we can build this up through time as well. It just depends what you need, right? Depends on your financial situation, what you're trying to do. So you could start out at $395, but it's going to get better. So please watch and stay, because I'm going to give you a discount here in a little bit, okay? Pretty good, pretty big one. So let's go down here. So what you have to do to start out the process is you come down here. I want you to read this section here. I also want you to read down here in this section down here. And then if you still have questions before you purchase, come over here and schedule an appointment with me. And give me 1 second. My dog is barking or doing something. Give me a second. Here you go, Scott. Go on. All right. We got to accommodate the little guys, right? So, okay. So all you do right here is you go right here on the page, and you can go ahead and schedule a session with me, a time. It's going to pull this up, and you can actually, if you have questions, you're on the fence or whatever the case may be, right? You can schedule a session with me, and we'll talk about what your needs are and help you define what you're trying to do, whether it's worth it for you now, whether it isn't worth it, what are your costs, all that kind of good stuff. I'll just give you a session and help you along the way to make a quality decision on what you're trying to do. Okay. So there's approaches here. So the first one is obviously if you like this theme and you want this theme, go ahead and do the add-ons and you're ready to go. Go ahead and acquire them. And this is the portion that you're going to pay me in order to build it out maximum results, both on the front end, what's the look and feel, and on the back end, making sure that it's congruent to what Google and the search engines want to rank you higher in the system so that you beat your competitor, whether you're on Google My Business, on Yelp, on other places, in social media. That's what I do on the back end. It's a whole gigantic package, okay? A lot of stuff going on there. So there's that. And then if you come down here, if you go right here, the way it works is you go right over here and you click on phone sites. Now, I built this on the phone site platform. So let's go ahead and click on that. I'm going to take you over there. Coming in. Takes a second. Okay, so let's go into here. Okay, these are some of the themes that I built out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, give me a second, I'm going to log out of this. Where's the log out screen? We'll log out because I need to show you a different page. Okay, okay. So this is where I build these pages out. Now you can acquire this and check it out and buy it, and then I'll contact me and I'll build it out and do all the things that need to be done. Of course, you can come in here and build it yourself if you wanted to, but the reality is you won't know. It's more complex. I spent about 120 maybe to 180 hours learning this inside and out, maybe more. So, and I'm a guy who's a web guy every day. So you can imagine when they have this on here, can the average person come in and do a lot of the basic stuff? Probably, yeah, yeah. If you're just trying to do it, if you want is something that's incredibly professional, something that has more bang for its buck, and get you to beat your competition right away, and you just want to go and make money, then let me do it for you. And of course, if there's if you have challenges and you're in there doing it and you buy it, you can always come back to me and we'll just talk about what your needs are, and I'll go ahead and do it for you once you discover that it's actually more complex. It was actually complex for me when I got into it, trying to learn it. I'm telling you, and I'm not just saying that. I actually had to go learn it, and that's why I spent the amount of hours. And I actually did things. I'm doing things that the people over at phone sites who do it every day, back end team. Um, I'm doing things that they're not even doing, and that I came up with in my head that are pretty darn innovative. So we can talk about that as well. But whatever you want to do, it's up to you. Just you can come here, you can do what you want, and obviously, if I do it for you, you're certainly going to get the backing of somebody who's been doing it for a long, long, long time. So let's talk about the pricing on this. So on the pricing, let's go back over to pricing right here. Now, what they do is they charge $49 a month, okay, to have this. Now, think about it. All you need is one cell. All you need is one cell in your business, your typical business, and it covers you that month, right? And if you if you have a big cell and you do a big cell, depending on what your vertical is and what you're trying to do, right? You know that this thing at $49 for the year is going to be paid off by one cell, possibly. Just depends on what you're trying to do. So whatever your situation is. Now, I'm going to tell you that there are 3 different opportunities here. Most people are probably going to pick this one here. Now, if you're doing it yourself and you want to have more artificial intelligence functionality, then you're going to want to go to this one per month. But what I'll tell you is if there are use cases where, guess what? If you just need one domain, right? One domain, custom domain, and then they have 5 websites, okay? And then they have unlimited domains for subdomains. So we should probably talk about this because there's ways in which, 5 credits is just a starter plan right here. In this, you'll get a kind of a feel for it, and they'll go by quickly. That's not to say that in some cases, someone can do that and go on their way, right? I'm just saying that after my experience of doing it, what I have is I have a plan that allows for me to be able to do all the work for you, including the artificial intelligence, including the technology to beat out your competition, which is a separate technology that I have that I can infuse into this. There's a lot more that I can do to bring to the table. That is it really worth it for you to spend $750 of 1,500 bucks, whatever it is, for me to do some maximum stuff. If you're doing a sales funnel, if you're doing a quote system, if you're doing a 5 or 7 or 10 page system, then it gets more expensive because there's more time put into it, depending on what you're trying to do. I'm just talking today on the base level of building something that looks like Gabriella's stuff right here. Okay. So without getting into the minutia, my point is this one right here that I just showed you. Let's go back to the home page. This one right here that I built the last couple of days, right here. This one actually has 6 pages. So 6 pages on it. So there was a lot more work because each page I have to do different things and make it congruent for Google and for what do you call it? Microsoft Edge and all the other platforms, right? For search, both on mobile and desktop, that kind of thing. So that's why I brought that up. So let's go back over here. So if you decide to get it and you want to get it right now, go ahead and sign up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and offer you a discount. So let's do that, okay? Let me bring in that discount. I'm going to go back over to Solo. So let me get out of this. I'm going to hide this. And here I'm back, and let me bring in a banner. And I'm going to show you the banner of what, let's do this first. First thing I want to do is I want to bring you into right here. Okay, so I do quizzes, surveys, lead funnels, and webinars. Okay, that's the primary stuff. Now, understand if I'm doing a survey or I'm doing a quote system, I also do quotes in there. So let me explain a quote. You're in the solar business, you go door to door and you're doing solar cells, right? And when you do your solar cells, what you're doing is you're talking to them and you're inputting information and you're finding out what price per square foot, what the solar cost is based on their roof and whatever, and you're running a figure and you're coming up with a final result. Well, that would be like an assessment, right? So I can build that in there also into one of these. It's just fantastic. I can go on for hours. The things I can build in this thing. That's just a use case. So I can do webinars. So you're a life coach and you want to do a live webinar, I can build one for life coaches. If you're into lead funnels and you are into lead cells and you want to capture a bunch of leads off of social media, I can set that up and have it be a funnel going through the process, right? If it's a quiz or a survey and you want to do quizzes to capture people's eye in ear, I guess, ear, whatever they call it, we can do that as well. So it just depends on your use case, and you may want to talk to me about that. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about that. Let me give you the discount. So that's what I do, and I'm going to go ahead and show you the discount here. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this one in. There we go. So I'm actually going to give you a $145 discount if you sign up today. Now I will extend that a little bit, but obviously the sale thing, sign you up today, right? So I'll leave this up, and if you come in and you use the promo code on the site, and I'll take you there, NHNKGXHK. If you use that promo code, you're going to save $145. Now, what does that do for you? Let me show you. Let's go ahead and bring that in. I'll show you. All right. Okay. We'll go ahead and leave that solo, and then I'm going to bring this in. Okay. So if we go into here, right? We go into here. I'm going to bring you down here, and we're just going to act like you acquired it. Okay. So let's go ahead and purchase it. It's going to take a second for it to load. Depends on the bandwidth right now these days, right? So it should pop in a second here. Okay, now that's in here, we have this product in here. It gives me all the features and functions that you ordered. And then down here, we're going to apply a code, a promo code. Let's go ahead and do that. So let's go N H N A G X H K. Okay, let's go ahead and apply it. So I just saved you $350 or $145, should I say, $145. So that brought that down, that $755 offer, down to $610 for me to build that out. Now that's front end and back end. Okay, I do schema markup, I do all kinds of things. I make it perfect. Why? Because it's me that's putting it out there. That's why I take it incredibly serious what I do. When I build something like this, what I'm doing is I'm actually building a site for somebody. What I'm actually doing is let me bring this in here. There you go. If I'm building this site, I'm doing both the front end and the back end, because the back end actually means it's more powerful than the front end for the purposes of getting you what you need. So as far as leads, if you're trying to get leads or build relationships, things like that, it does that for you. Now, okay, so if you go with a year over at Phone Sites, they're going to give you a discount also. So you can go over to Phone Sites, and you can go over to here, and you can go yearly and just pay it up front, and it'll cost you $4.99, right? So that's a considerable drop in what your costs are for getting this particular offer. Now let me do something real quick here. So that drops that down to $41.58 a month if you pay it up front versus $49. So you're saving what, nine bucks, something like that. So yeah, so you may want to go that route as well. Now let's go back up over here, and let's go back over here, and so let's conclude it. So let me do this real quick here. Go into here, back over here, come here. Excuse me. Okay, so here's the actual theme one more time. I'm going to scroll it down, give you one last look of it. Understand I can adjust it whatever your needs are. drop video in there, all kinds of cool stuff. Okay. So it looks real nice, right? So if you're interested in this particular theme, go ahead and get in contact with me, and let's go ahead and show you how to do that. If I go back over here and bring this in, I'm going to show you this screenshot here. And yeah, so just go here to go to Microsites Pro, okay? Or you can type in YouTube, type in Steve Linnin Agency, Steve Linnin Agency in YouTube, and you'll find it there as well. Or go to Trust Website Developer on Facebook, and you can find me there, okay? Go ahead and communicate with me. If you know, if you go to Microsoft Pro, all you have to do is just go ahead and you can contact me on the actual site and make a scheduled appointment. Or what you can do is we'll go over to here, and I'm going to send you one more place. Digital business card or cards, either one will go to digital business card or digital business cards. You can go right here, and you can actually talk to me live. This is another way in which you technology that I use. Watch here. Pulls this up, put your information in, have a live video call with me, or have a text message or a voice call, and it brings in live me talking to you just like I am right now. Wherever I'm at, we can do it wherever I'm at. So that works great, right? And you can come down to here, see my credential, know how long I've been doing stuff, that kind of stuff. And then right down here, we'll go down here, and you see some of the work that I've done. Give you an idea of the kind of work I do for real estate agents and other professionals out there. Watch this video if you choose. And then right down here, you can actually see my 5-star reviews, all 5-star reviews. And then if you want to get a quote here and add other things, or you have some other ideas, maybe you have a website site, you have an e-commerce site, something like that you want to have done, you can get a hold of me right here and just select what your needs are. Put your information in. Now, what I'm showing you right now is a digital business card. What I'm showing you right now. So you can see the power of what we're doing here. Once I hit submit in this, fill out the information. If I was a consumer or lead, whatever it may be, submit, guess what? I get it. So it works out really well. So, all right, I think that's it. So if you have some interest in talking to me, I'd love to talk to you in the future. Have a great morning, afternoon, or evening. And just remind yourself to go right here. And we'll look forward to talking to you in the future. So have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.